Alright, good day and welcome to another BowmanWebServices.com video. Today's video is all about Search Console. And so let me take a minute and set this video up, okay? What we have here is I'm going to use a local website that I built, okay, called Small Jobs Denver. And so Small Jobs Denver, let me just kind of scroll this all the way up to the top. It's a local Arvada, Colorado handyman service. And so let's use this as an example so that you can actually see some real-time data and actually see how a website ranks, okay? And so contained within this website, okay, is really an elaborate thing that I started and then really never finished. And so you're going to see the stats on dozens and dozens and dozens of different niches within the handyman niche that I've literally started to take a piece of, and then ultimately I abandoned those pages. And so I'll explain a little more here in a second, okay? So I have a website here I created. I want to target local handyman services in a specific area. Okay, I set out to create a ton of content because I want to be a leading resource and I want to be the person Google goes to get answers for people's questions. And so they're going to be asking a couple different questions. They ask a direct question like local Arvada handyman. That's easy enough. That's a keyword phrase. There's only so many competitors chasing after it, but it will be the biggest amount of competitors within that niche of handyman, right? And then within demographic areas, there'll be bigger markets, like Denver handyman is a bigger market than Arvada handyman. But you really can't, I don't think you're going to get Denver handyman without taking a smaller city or area first, okay? And so you have to take one of these other cities, okay? And so I've been working on Arvada and Westminster, Wheat Ridge, okay? And I'm slowly taking positions in and around that keyword phrase, or those keyword phrases. You know, Arvada handyman, Westminster handyman, right? And so within that niche lie 100 other smaller things you really can't get any search traffic about. But the more that you fill those gaps, the more Google will see you as a resource and give you more points towards being top dog, and ultimately to have my website show up as Arvada handyman. That's very valuable, okay? Maybe it's worth $100,000 a year to me, right, in that one little niche. And then within that niche, I can optimize a whole slew of things. I'm going to show you what I mean. But even more importantly, if I ever move that website up to where it is actually showing up in the search results for Denver, and I think I'm on page 5 right now for Denver handyman. And so let's say I started focusing on that and moved that up to the first page, I would say it's worth probably $500,000 a year. Okay, just to give you perspective. Okay, so those numbers might be completely wrong, but I think I'm pretty much on track for what the size of a business. So if you were to take any website that is on the first page of Google for Denver handyman, you'd see that they're a $500,000 a year business. Okay, and that I would believe is true, and it's probably a lot more than that because a lot of these handymen really aren't handymen, right? They're small remodelers. And so they're remodelers that have taken some kind of piece of the handyman niche. They're not necessarily doing 1 hour and 2 hour service calls like a plumber would do. They're more doing small remodels of this, small remodels of that, and they're calling themselves handyman, which is okay, but two different markets there within the handyman area. All right, so within that niche, you see I've written about all kinds of things, right? Everything from security stuff, in a house to simple, ceiling fans, okay? And then I've gone out and I've actually created Pinterest boards and show, 150 different types of ceiling fans that consumers can flip through. And so my ultimate idea was to create the largest handyman service here in North Denver, okay? And then I just, it's still sitting here. Somebody could be ambitious and I would throw it together. I'd build a page for everything you could think of. Shutters, all right, windows, doors, locks, door knockers, landscaping lights, everything. I've already got over 150 picture boards on Pinterest started. And so I would create all those different things so a consumer could come here and they would actually shop through. Now, another thing to consider, with the handyman website. is a lot of times it's the consumer's just looking for a phone number. They don't even know that I have over 150 pages of content here, and that it's linked to 4,000 images on Pinterest, and they don't know that I've got 125 videos up on YouTube that they could watch. Okay, the market is so incredible here in Denver that it's just really just about the phone number. They're calling to check availability, and right now, with what I've already built, I take on just 1 or 2 clients a week, and so I'm turning down 20 or 25 phone calls every single week. And honestly, I was sending all that workflow to a guy in South Denver. He couldn't get to it all, and then he turned out to be pretty much a dipshit, as they say. And so, yeah, I get this beast of a thing sitting. So that being the layout, keep an idea that when you're starting with Search Console, you're starting with Search Console. It has no data, all right? And if you have a website that's new, it has no content. So for Search Console to really be an effective tool for your company or for your business or for your marketing strategy, you've almost got to have some kind of content, all right? And you've got to at least have started SEO, and you should have at least set it up, right? Okay, so let's have a look here real quick. Excuse me. All right, so in Search Console, there's 4 different websites that show up for your website. One is HTTP, one is HTTPS, and then it's those 2 with the www dots on them. Okay, so there's 4 different variations of websites that Google can collect data on, and so this is Google's baby. This is Google Search Console, and so it will tell you everything about Google in relation to your website, not anybody else's. I can't get somebody else's data without them doing a whole series of steps of validating that I have access to their account by giving me access to their server. And so for me to do this for you, it takes a minute. If you haven't already done it and you can't give me a password and stuff to get in to start flipping through stuff, we're really going to have to take that step. It takes access, probably a 3-way phone call, somebody with passwords. We're calling into the server company, etc., to get tags put in so that I can gain access to this data. And so check this out. Okay, you can see all these different things that are going on with this website. So given all the content I put up, and really it's poorly targeted. I mean, in a lot of cases I wrote about ceiling fans or garbage disposals, and I could show you how each one of those pages has affected the website as a whole, and what each page pretty much targets and the traffic that it drives per page. Okay, and so here is a general overview of the entire website. So in the last 28 days, for my website, got roughly 18,000 impressions. Okay, 131 clicks out of those 18,000 impressions, and so 131 clicks, that drove so much business. I didn't even take 10% or 5% of those clicks. I can tell you each one of those clicks represents a phone call, more or less, at least in the handyman niche, because somebody is immediately looking for somebody that they're looking to hire and fix a problem. It's not like travel or something like that where your stats would be completely different and you would have a different type of customer. Okay, so in this particular case, that's pretty damn good. All right, and so we can actually look through all the different actual keyword phrases that a consumer typed into the Google search bar, right? So everything on the internet is driven by a keyword phrase. All searches, everything is driven by a keyword phrase. And so Google's telling me right here exactly what I rank for within their search index. And keep in mind, Google is 65% of every search on the planet. Okay, and so here we go. A couple things happen when you click these different things. I can actually order these results by impression, click-through rate, clicks to the website, actual click-throughs, right, or by overall position. Position is going to be affected by things like Google My Business. Google My Business is going to be what drives the majority of my business. Now, let me take that back. Nextdoor drives the majority of my business. Google My Business is number 2, or Google Places, whatever you want to call it. That's that top part when somebody types in Arvada Handyman or Handyman near me. And so that's what a lot of these number 1 searches are, something near me. And so, because I've written 100 pages of content, and a lot of it has to do with plumbing, everything from garbage disposals to drain repair to bathroom sinks, kitchen sinks, to replacing a sink, to replacing faucets, I've got probably 25 pages worth of plumbing related content that probably has a video associated with it. So, I mean, I did a minute worth of content marketing, okay, in and around a specific idea within a niche, okay. And so you can see all these different things, that show up, and they're all based on some collection of words that are on these different articles. So at one point I was actually living in downtown Denver, so there are some things that are related to different specific places that I painted within the cities, painted or fixed a gate within a certain area. However, that most of this is going to be Arvada based. But I could go through here and literally, this has two benefits, okay? Let me back up here for a second. Okay. So if I go by impressions, okay, and really what I'm looking for, you see I'm getting a lot of impressions for every one of these type of keywords. So hot tub repair in Denver. So I have an article on the website that's about Golden and Arvada hot tub repair. The wind actually blew the lid off of a hot tub and ripped it off. And so I went in there and I took the whole hot tub apart, not the water part, but the outer frame, and I actually reframed or added a 2x3 support inside this whole hot tub. And so I blogged about it. And so I get a bunch of people that call me for little things like hot tub repair, and so that page is poorly developed, and it really is just about a project. There's no pitch, there's no, you know what I mean? There's no pitch, no hook to have me come out. So I'm not selling hot tubs. I'm not. I didn't. I don't think I created a Pinterest board, but I should create a picture board of all the different types of hot tubs, and I should be, selling. I should have links to buy parts for your hot tub. I could actually take and do some kind of affiliate marketing in and around these different 100 pages within my handyman company. Okay, but it takes a lot of time and it's maintenance, etc., etc. But you have right here, Google is actually specifically telling me what it wants me to fix, right? I'm not getting any traffic from all of this, and yet my company got a little over 2,000 impressions, right? So that's 2,000, 1,800, 1,600 impressions for different things relevant to my market that I just have not gone and optimized, okay? And so that's what Search Console is really going to tell you about your company. What needs to be optimized, what keyword phrases Google wants to give you that you need to take and put on your website. So really I should go and I should type in concrete repair Denver. Alright, I should go about to the 9th page of Google, find that page, open it up, right, and then go in there and really rename the page, okay, whatever page is ranking. I couldn't tell you what that is, but I must have done some kind of sidewalk repair or something, and so maybe it's called something else, but I need to go in there and I need to optimize for concrete repair Denver. And what I really need to do is come up here and go maybe filter every one of these queries. Let's filter it all by concrete, right? And so maybe there are a dozen keyword phrases that are actually ready to be optimized for the same page, right? And so this maybe will give us some data. Oh, so I got 0 clicks for anything concrete in the last 28 days, but I did get 180 impressions. So there is a market there that I need to optimize for. So if I do some kind of search on my website and I type in something like small jobs Denver concrete, right? We'll see what pages come up. I could have done it a couple of different ways. I could go back here to Search Console. I could take driveway concrete paint and type near me, and I'd probably come up, because if it doesn't have a demographic keyword here, it's pretty much a near me search, right? If that makes sense. And so as I flip through these, you can see concrete removal Thornton. I definitely don't have a page about that, but I got some kind of impression. So We'll go back up here. Let's go by impression under this general reduced search. So concrete repair Denver, I got 104 impressions. And the same thing, here's another 12. So yeah, about 120 impressions for concrete repair Denver. And so I just wonder if I actually built a page, about concrete repair, and I put we serve Denver, Arvada, Westminster. I wonder if I start getting tags for Westminster in here and Arvada. So there might be a whole nother market here for little tiny things. Here's concrete removal Thornton, but I don't see anything else here. And so definitely something, it gives you an idea of what Search Console can do. So let's go ahead and clear this out real quick. And so this also will tell me, exactly how much I'm getting from search, how much I'm getting from actual Google places. Alright, let's take a second here. Alright, okay, now we've reset that. Let's go ahead and let's expand this. Like I said, it's actually quite interesting, once you have this set up for a long period of time. It will collect data over that period of time. I can tell you over the last 90 days I have not really built too many pages. Maybe I've built maybe I've built a couple of pages, but really the majority of the pages of the website were actually built way back 9 months ago. So it really took me about 1 year to take over or to show up on the first page of Google for Arvada Handyman. I couldn't tell you how many videos, how many pictures. It really just started throwing up content, and it just kind of happened one day. I can tell you that I was ranking better on Nextdoor, and that was actually easier to get a business going by using their service. That actually it's still free to this day. And so here we go. Let's look at the data from the last 90 days. And so 46,000 impressions and just under 400 clicks that drove more than enough business. Like I was saying, turning down 3 to 5 calls a day, and again, a lot of telemarketers too. So I must get 6 or 10 calls every day that are related to the advertising that I'm doing. Okay, I'd love to get rid of all those spam telemarketers. And so, really, out of all those clicks, I would say that I took on this month maybe 25 hours a week, for 4 weeks. So I got 100 hours worth of work, billable about $60 an hour, and I really just didn't want to even do that. I really didn't need to do all that. And so, to give you an idea of what this thing could actually produce, if I actually went in and actually set this thing up to, let's see what we got here. So it looks like I'm getting ready to where I could attempt Handyman in Denver. So that's my prime, that's the ultimate market here, is Denver Handyman, right? To show up for that search really moves a company up in the food chain. And so you can see I got 1 click already. I got 731 impressions, and I'm currently on page 3, search results 7 on average, right? And so I can tell you that I have not built any links or really targeted that since the very, very beginning. Maybe I did early on, but then I realized that I needed to take a smaller city before I could take a bigger city, right? And so once I can get positioned into anything Denver, I'm going to be able to write a whole new set of articles with the word Denver in it, right? And so, yeah, definitely little niches here. You can see that right here for Denver gutter cleaning, I'm getting 285 impressions, but I'm really deep in the search results. So again, I haven't done any link building or anything like that. I really haven't shared any videos. I think I have 1 gutter repair video up on YouTube, but I can't say that I've really targeted much beyond a basic page that I built for it. And then again, I never went and built the links. Same thing, trash removal in Denver, deck repair in Denver. All great markets that I could be building up on and trying to optimize the website for. And so, without Search Console, You would never know these different things. And so, I told you, I have a travel service also that I promote. And so, again, even though it's not related, or it's slightly related, I write about, my travel service on my Handyman site. It actually, the link from the Handyman site to this travel service is actually pretty damn good. And so you can see I got a couple of those things going here, where I'm actually showing up down in Cancun, or in Cancun related search results. And so again, fence repair, Aurora. There's another one, I think I did a gate repair down in downtown Denver, so I started getting Aurora type stuff, but it's too far for me to try to drive out to. That's an hour drive. And so here you go. Here's another market right here. Basement remodel, Arvada. Dishwasher installation. So, if I want more stuff in my backyard, maybe I want to come up here and hit this filter. And we'll do it by Arvada, right? And so in the last 90 days on Google, I got 3,200 impressions with 13 click-throughs. That's not very good. That just means the things are not optimized. And you see the majority of them are coming from Handyman. Let's see. Yep, they're coming from Handyman searches. And so I have not optimized for any of these smaller niches. But this will tell me exactly where I'm getting those impressions from. So dishwasher repair, I'm getting 66 impressions. Hot tub removal. Ooh. That might be a nice little niche, huh? Just need a trailer and haul that stuff to the dump. It's $50 to dump it. So there's a little niche that I could expand, write an entire article about hot tub removal. Alright, and then link to the videos that are currently, so this page, or obviously there's some kind of page that is currently ranking on the 4th page, first search result, right? And so I could type in hot tub removal Arvada. And so I go down here a little bit. I'm going to go to like page 4. So it's on hovering between page 3 and page 4. And so ultimately, got to find the page and then see if it's worth renaming the page and just chasing this new market. And so again, I don't see it. It's somewhere here. So it could be on page 5. It could be on page 2. However, there's definitely something that needs some kind of research there. And so, I could pick up an extra service for my company. And so honestly, even if I just hauled one hot tub away every couple of months, maybe that's a $350. I would imagine that's $300, $400, hauled away type thing. And depending on where it's located, you might have to take a fence down. You might have to cap the electric. There could be different things involved. And so it could be a bigger market than what I'm thinking it to be. Okay. And so, if I keep flipping through here, like dishwasher repair, that could be a matter of service. Could be a matter of actual, running tests on burnt out circuits. That's more of a technical market. Window repair. Okay, so maybe that's something that can be chased. Here's 184 Arvada fence. And so again, all things, the website's highly targeted to the word Arvada and the word Handyman. And so all these little things are little niches that I think could be exploited for a little more business. Here's 194 appliance installation Arvada. So that's definitely another market that I could, pop an article up about. Refrigerator repair Arvada. So you get the idea of what Google sees about your website and what Google wants to, move you up in these different areas. So anyway, definitely something to check out. I think I'll end the video here, and you know, I can tell you that there's different other things that Search Console does, but I think the major settings, you know, for analytics is inside Google Analytics, which is another thing and another video. All right, hey, thanks for stopping by. Definitely, you know, if you're not using Search Console, you need to consider setting that up today, and then just you know, start collecting that data so that someday somebody can look at it. And then if you've already set this up and you're kind of like struggling through what this is all, you know, for, hopefully now you have an idea of exactly what you can do with the basic part of Search Console. All right, hey, thanks for stopping by. BowmanWebServices.com.